Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike, and this is another Scream 7 update. Multiple updates, so let's just get right into it, starting with Kay, who subscribes to this thing called Production Weekly, which has a bunch of insider info on what's going on with this movies, and share this with everybody because they're a fucking sweetheart. And it has a whole mess of information listed on here, including the fact that Scream 7 is going to have a working title of Blackbird, which is awesome because that's just an awesome Alkaline Trio song. And it also follows up, of course, with Blackmore, which the last one was titled, but it says it's supposed to film in Q1 of 2024. And the most interesting thing listed on here is the fact that the location is Montreal, Quebec, which is also, of course, where they filmed Scream 6. So the two things you could take away from this, and what everybody's been taking away from it, is A, that it's going to film in the winter, so we could get Ghost Snowface, which is something we've all wanted to see. Imagine Ghostface going super covert and wearing all white and running around the city in the snow. Scary as shit to me. By the way, we did a whole video on different locations we'd like to see Scream 7 happen in, which had some really fun stuff in it. So I'll put that at the end of this if you want to check it out, including Ghostface in a white robe in the snow. But just like Jason, just like all the killers, you want to see them in the snow. It's just a cool setting to see them in, and I think Ghostface would be awesome. And Ghostface during Christmas, a Ghostface Christmas movie, would be pretty freaking sweet. But I'd hate to poo-poo anyone's underwear here, but this is all speculation. We don't know. No one knows what's going to happen because of the strikes. No one, the deepest, deeper and deeper and deeper of the insiders. No, that's a reference to Stir of Echoes. That therapist is like, deeper and deeper. No one at the deepest areas of Hollywood or whatever knows when they're going to be able to film again, when the writer strike's going to be over, or when the acting strike's going to be over. So there's no way in fuck tits that they could possibly plan exactly when they're going to shoot this. So I think that these are just placeholders. They're like, at the earliest, it's going to shoot in Q1. They probably have no idea. Maybe they're hopeful it will, but if the strikes, if their plan is Ghostface in the snow, if they have that setting picked out and ready to go, and that's what they want to do, or Ghostface during Christmas, the problem with that is if the strikes aren't over in time for them to film in Q1, then what do they, you think they're going to push Scream back a whole nother year? No, that's why they went ahead and hired Christopher Landon, because they couldn't wait for radio silence to do what they're going to do. So this is all pure speculation. We have no idea. Again, I'm not trying to poo-poo anybody, but it seems like they could stay in New York. It seems like there could be snow. It seems like, you know, go fuck yourself. Anything could happen. But what I do find really interesting is here, the week later in Production Weekly, Kay says that as they go back into it, it looks like they took out all of that stuff. They removed everything from the movie from last week, including the working title, the filming time frame, the end date, and the location, all gone. But there's more. They added a feature film to the list, and it's Blackbird, and it says location Montreal. So that's really interesting to me. And the reason it's interesting to me is because one thing I think would be absolutely genius, and I've said this over and over again, you guys know, is if because of the scheduling conflicts and because of Nev's contract disputes, like, we don't want to pay you this much even though you deserve it because you're really a small part of the film now because we got all these other characters to work on. The perfect solution is if you just make a spin-off Scream movie where we follow Nev to Seattle as the recently released script. I'll put that video that we just broke down at the end of this as well. We know that Neve Campbell's character Sydney lives in Seattle with her kids, and at the end of this movie, in the original script, Bailey was even talking about, hey, we're going to go there and we're going to carve up her kids in front of her. So my idea would be, hey, let's do a spin-off away from the Core 4 and all the scheduling and all the stuff that's going on, and let's film a spin-off standalone movie where Ghostface attacks Sydney and her kids. For multiple reasons. A, it fixes the scheduling issue. B, it fixes the contract issue. Pay her, let her be forefront for the movie, and send her off. I love the fact that she's been sent off. She's going to have a happy life now, but if you're going to bring her back at all, you might as well be a big send-off, you know? And then, who knows, maybe bring Stu. I don't know, but what I'm saying is you could spin off, focus on her for a movie, and then come back to the Core 4 and Jenna Ortega's schedule and everything that's going on there. It would be really interesting to me if Scream 7 was Scream 7 and Blackbird, the working title, was actually a spin-off movie, something of that sort. Now, there's no reason to believe any of this. I'm just hopeful that I was fucking right about something, because that would make me look really cool.
Do me, Yo-Yo Master! I want you to do me, because you're the yo-yo guy!
Which is the perfect segue to hoping and shitting in your hand and mixing them together. What? Those who live in hope die in shit. I learned that on Hard Knocks. So what happened is I, as happens so often, opened up Twitter and everybody's like, holy shit, check out this totally official and real awesome news that's actually happening for sure. And I'm like, neat. And then I look at this and I see that this account that does Scream updates puts up this post that you see here, and it says Paramount have breaking news. Paramount has officially purchased the rights to MTV's Lakewood Scream series. And then, so I'm like, all right, I'll fucking bite. I click on the video, I watch it, and the official news is just that this YouTuber had a DCMA strike or whatever from a Scream TV series video that they put up. And then once it was striked by VH1, but this time the strike said Paramount on it. No, there's actually not anymore. That's the official part. That's the part that's official. And if you look it up, if you just take 2 seconds to look into it, you will see that Paramount owns MTV. So that's why the strike said Paramount. And a lot of people have their hopes up. A lot of people are running around just saying that this is official fact. This happened. Granted, it's on people to look into shit a little bit deeper. But yeah, I would love to see, and I think it will happen. I do think it'll happen. I think Paramount, and who knows, maybe they have. This is no proof of that whatsoever. But maybe they have, and maybe they should. And look, Scream's leaving Netflix at the end of the month. And by the way, we're going through the entire series right now and doing commentaries for every episode. We're almost done with Screezin' 2. Screezin'. That's what they should call it. Screezin'. That would be fucking terrible. But no, we're almost done with season 2 right now, and I'll put a link down below where you guys can check that out on the Patreon, a commentary for every single episode, and we'll have a review for season 2 coming up soon. It's better than season 1 so far. We'll see what happens, but yeah. Anyways, all I can think about is Emma dramatically running off again, and Kiernan's Lego head haircut. But yeah, they have talked before. They have openly talked about the possibility of Scream and Paramount and Spyglass doing a TV series and putting it on one of the streaming networks. That's an open discussion. So yes, that could happen. I think it probably eventually will happen. And stuff leaves Netflix all the time. Everybody's like, that's why it's leaving Netflix. No, man, like I covered Scream or Netflix articles every single month for a long time, talking about every movie that came and every movie that left. And they will literally take shit off just to put it back on the next month. Like the Back to the Future movies, Jaws, anything, you name it. Like there's certain titles and things that they just take off and put back on willy-nilly. So it looks like they're constantly rotating fresh stuff out, even if, as we all know, sometimes they aren't. So yes, that could happen, but no, it's not official. It's not official at all. And like I say here, we really got to be more careful with saying things like official and really getting people's hopes up. I mean, I'm not trying to poo-poo anybody, but, you know, I think it makes it difficult for everybody to do this when people aren't upfront and are a little bit dishonest. In another game of could be fucking true, maybe total bullshit, who knows? The Disc Father, who does scoop a lot of stuff, but is also very willy-nilly, I found, with stuff like that. So take it with as big a grain of salt as you can. Sometimes when it comes to this stuff, they're very, very right, but if true, very exciting. If true, very exciting. We're looking for investors. Maybe you. This father says, Scream 4, the original camera negative, has been located. Work is underway on the 4K. Which, you know, would be amazing. Who knows if they could go in, and obviously there's many, many deleted scenes that weren't in there, really cool moments that weren't in there. And then also, as everyone points to, that glowy ass, strange sheen effect that's on the top of everything. I don't know if that can be removed. I don't know if that can be changed. They do all sorts of stuff with technology these days. If you have enough money, you can fuck a robot. So, I mean, you know, or if you just want to grab your vacuum. I told you not to bother me when I'm cleaning my room. But that would be really cool to see if true. I'd also love to see them take that recent Scream 3 assembly cut and make it a physical media release, which I think is something that could possibly happen a lot now with the strike going on, depending on how long this goes. Studios are really going to want to find a way to pull in cash flow. I don't know how that shit works. I won't pretend to, but it seems likely to me that a lot of director's cuts and things like that could be going into theaters, could be going on physical release. Who knows? And then lastly, Christopher Landon has spoken before, the new director of Scream, director of Freaky, Happy Death Day, has spoken out before about the Scream franchise. And what he said was this: I love Scream. Scream is an amazing franchise, especially the first movie, which blew my mind when I saw it back in the day. And I think Kevin Williamson is crazy talented and also a friend of mine. I also think that there are a lot of stories to tell. And I think that when you step back into a franchise, you better be doing it for the right reasons. And it better be because you have a really good story to tell. And so I think there's sometimes an unnecessary appetite for sequels and reboots. If you got a cool story to tell, yeah, go for it, man. But otherwise, let's do something new. Now, that tells me two things. One, he's friends with Kevin Williamson, and that's a good sign. I would love to see Kevin Williamson come on as a writer if Guy and Jamie aren't doing this, or if him and Christopher Landon wrote it. A lot of cool ideas there, and the fact that they are friendly with each other is great news. And two, it says that this person, at least before they were hired, wanted to do something a little drastic, and I think that could be pretty neat at this point with the franchise. I think we've refreshed it. We had a successful comeback with Scream 5. They did something a little new and exciting. Just put just the tip in a little bit by putting it in New York. And now with the 7th one, who knows? Maybe we do something really off the map a little bit, which could be super fun. So that is the Scream update, guys. That's all I fucking got for you. But there's a ton more in the Patreon and the link down below. Again, watching those Scream TV seasons says I can't speak. I'm having a stroke. I'm going to die right now. Watching those with you guys has been a blast, and more to come from that. And if you enjoy getting Scream updates and you don't like being bullshitted, click the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified whenever we make one of these videos. Because I promise not to lie to you, unless we're in the bed together. What? Mom and Dad are gonna be so mad at me when they find out I'm in love with my friend Billy. Well, he's got a white shirt, tight little jeans, kinda wanna put my P in his B. He hit me with the phone, I wished it was his dick. You cut me too deep this time. You cut me too deep this time. Woodsboro will never know me and Billy were more than bros. So get it up, leave her alone. He was my Sharon Stone. Woodsboro will never know me and Billy were more than bros. So get it up, leave her alone. He was my Sharon Stone. Been best friends and will be until we die. And by the way, I'm still alive. Remember that time by the fireplace, just like the TV, sitting on my face. Watch a few movies, take a few notes, and afterwards we're going to bone. Cause Billy is my Sharon Stone. Woodsboro will never know me and Billy were more than bros. So get it up, leave her alone. He was my Sharon Stone. Woodsboro will never know me and Billy were more than bros. So get it up, leave her alone. He was my Sharon Stone. It's called tact, you fuck rag. It's called tact, you fuck rag. Besides, it takes a man to do something like that. It's called tact, you fuck rag. Woodsboro will never know that me and Billy were in love.